Greetings to all the constituents of the Gaming Video Archive channel. My name is Mike, or my online name is Tragic, and I am one of the premier directors here for the Gaming Video Archive. And, as you all know, Call of Duty Black Ops released last Tuesday, and finally, after all this anticipation and all this hype, we finally get to play it. And this is my very first Black Ops upload to this channel. And we were playing some Capture the Flag, and I apologize, I do not know all the maps by memory yet, but hopefully as I start playing this game, clock a few more hours, and I'll have committed every map to memory. But so far, I don't know what map this is, and I apologize for that. If anyone wants to leave a comment, let me know what map it is. Go ahead. I'm not 100% sure what map it is, but it is CTF. And this gameplay right here is rather lengthy, and to keep it from getting very lengthy, like to the point where it couldn't even go on YouTube, I decided to shrink down some segments of this video, like some of the boring points. I think I fast forwarded the very beginning sequence, and I got a couple sequences later I'm gonna fast forward, but just know that's just in the interest of saving time. And I don't really need to be talking for 15 straight minutes. I probably couldn't do it. I'd probably ramble incoherently and not have anything to talk about. And I hope that doesn't happen with this gameplay or this video. But yeah, Black Ops is finally out, and the reason this game is lengthy is because I noticed they did something different with CTF, and they put a limit. They actually put a limit on the number of caps you can attain per round, and that is a very unique decision because in MW2 there was 5-minute rounds, really short 5-minute rounds, and you can get unlimited caps. In this game, it's like 20-minute rounds, or I think it's 10-minute rounds. 2 10-minute rounds, and then an overtime round. And those are only 3 caps. So, we were playing a very good team right now, and they pretty much had us gridlocked a little bit, and we weren't able to, to get a quick victory. So this game ended up going really long, especially when you get into overtime. I think the raw length of this was like 13 or 14 or 15 minutes or something. So, I shrunk it down a little bit, and hopefully it's not that long. But yes, go ahead and leave your comments. I want to get some opinions on what you feel of Black Ops so far. I know I stated in one of my first Black Ops videos on my channel that I think this is the best Call of Duty game that has come out so far. That is my opinion only. I'm not going to come here and tell you that it is, because I'm not 100% sure yet. Call of Duty just seems to have the effect where, you love it for the first few months. And, once you start playing it and all the dominant perk combinations and gun combinations and all the balance factor just goes right out the window, yeah, it starts to kind of show its true colors after the first few months of the game. But so far, I think this is the best Call of Duty yet, at least since COD 4. It's better than World at War and MW2, and I can probably say that for sure. And the reason I like it so much is, Treyarch finally nailed the balance that we're all looking for. Pre-release, there's a lot of controversy about sniping and how they nerfed it so much, and I don't think that's that big of a deal. I haven't tested out too many of the snipers, but the other weapon classes are really balanced. What they did is they in the previous installments, all of the weapon classes were pretty much, universal. Like, if you use a submachine gun, you could pretty much dominate at long range with a lot of them submachine guns. Look at the MP40 or the UMP, those guns could dominate at any range. And in this game, I haven't found that one submachine gun that dominates at all ranges. The 74U, however, the 74U is a very good submachine gun, but, even that gun isn't as powerful as the UMP was at long range. I mean, the UMP used to be a 3-hit kill across the map on, like, Overgrown. I mean, it was so ridiculous the range of a submachine gun is. And they finally in this game nailed what a true submachine gun should be like. And it's a lot more accurate, in my opinion. Not 100% sure if that statement will hold, but, the balance factor so far is really nice. And you're watching me pilot the RC car right now. I'm not necessarily the best RC car driver, so don't make fun of me. But, that kill streak, in my opinion, is not a kill streak I'm going to use a whole lot. My kill streak setup right now, I'm not sure if it is in this gameplay, but I know it is right now because I got some more COD points and started unlocking more stuff. But My setup right now is the care package, the chopper gunner, and the attack dogs. Now, normally in MW2, I would never use a setup like that. I would usually use, if I want to get a chopper gunner, I'd usually use my Predator missile and my Harrier just to get me those kills leading up to the helicopter. But in this game, they took that out and made it to where you actually have to get the required number of kills with your gun or your grenades, and you can't actually get them with other kill streaks. So kill streaks don't stack in this game. So, pretty much, it doesn't really matter if you use care package in this game. In MW2, if you use care package, those kills that you got with whatever your care package was, those didn't count towards your kill streak, and couldn't build up towards the better kill streak like a chopper gunner. In this game, it doesn't really make much difference. So, I just go big or go home, and equip my care package. I'm really interested in this care package because of Hardline Pro. Hardline Pro lets you switch the result of your care package, which is very nice. I don't have it unlocked myself yet, but I have a bunch of teammates that do, and I would, when I get a care package, I just, tell one of my teammates, stay near the spawn. I'm gonna throw those care package down, and they're really delightful, and they'll switch it for me if it's not something that's desirable, and definitely, I'm really digging the care package. And as far as the attack dogs, I haven't actually got them yet, but from what I've heard, they are one bite kills. I just unlocked it like 20 minutes ago. I swear to God, but that's what my setup's gonna be until I find something that's a little better. I do know the Blackbird is absolutely amazing. I got it in a care package once, and pretty much what the Blackbird does is it makes it radar always on, and it shows you the direction your opponent is facing. Like, pretty much, for example, when you look at your mini-map now, you can see in all your teammates are arrows, and that shows the direction they're facing, and just shows their location. And like for a normal UAV, they'd show up as a dot. Your enemies show up as a red dot. When you have the Blackbird, it is radar always on, and it shows up as a red arrow like your teammates would. And pretty much, if you're really smart about the Blackbird, you can pretty much sneak up behind anybody. And you're seeing me right now on my chopper gunner. I sped it up a little bit, but the chopper gunner is definitely one of my favorite kill streaks I've used so far. I haven't gotten around to all of them yet, but so far this is my favorite one, just because I don't know. It's a great improvement about the MW2 one, because it's no longer the it's actually like a pure Gatling gun, just they didn't really I don't think they necessarily nailed balance and kill streaks. That was something I was looking for them to do, in the development stages. I was hoping they'd make all the kill streaks balanced again, but they didn't necessarily. So it's something we got to live with. The Ghost Pro perk is pretty much the equivalent of Cold Blooded from MW2, and that'll be the perk I probably use once I unlock it. Now, I've been using Ghost a lot recently because if you notice, about every single player, like all the noobs, they all use the spy plane. So, Ghost is definitely a good option in the early moments of this game, just because, everyone is using it. So, it's a good idea to counter that and get away from it. So, that's a little tip of advice for you guys. Try to use Ghost perk, just because, everyone's got this everyone's using the spy plane, so why not counter that? But, yes, definitely. And again, you get to see my awful piloting skills. I think I got destroyed right there. I'm using the Enfield, and the Enfield is a great gun with a silencer. I have not gotten around to every gun yet, but from what I can tell so far, I think the Commando is going to be like the ACR of this game. It's going to be the one assault rifle that is used a lot on the competitive circuit, and I think that'll be the big gun. But I think I'm using Ghost, the Enfield, Sleight of Hand, and Marathon maybe. I'm trying to get Marathon Pro, so I'm kind of rocking that on everything. I've noticed that sound whoring is not as important as it was in the previous installments of the franchise. Everyone used to have their headset and if you didn't have ninja, you were screwed. But in this game, I don't think it's that big a deal because I don't remember who said it, but I was watching a commentary and he nailed it right on the spot. I think it was Captain Sparkles, and he nailed it right in the spot when he said, it sounds like, when you're listening to yourself, you sound like a juggernaut tank guy running, and when you listen for other people's footsteps, they just sound really quiet. So, I think the ninja more or less allows you to hear other people because it softens your footsteps more. But I think Ninja Pro is the equivalent of Sit Rep Pro, so it makes the other footsteps louder. So I'm not sure if that'll come into play when people start unlocking that perk. But perk selection is good in this game because in the other installments it was all about stopping power. You had to stop in power or else you'd lose your gunfight. So it was pretty much a staple for any good player. In this game, any good player can use any setup and still do good, because it doesn't. No perks affect the gun except for hardened, and all that does is pretty much make it to where you can shoot through walls. So, perk selection is not as important in this game. It's more on how you want to play. It more fits your play style as opposed to, how good your gun's gonna be. In the previous games, if I had a MP5 and I wanted to use, say, and cold-blooded or something, if I was using the MP5K and I had cold-blooded on, I would lose a gunfight against a guy that had an MP5K with stopping power. And when I lose that gunfight, I start thinking to myself, what if I would have had that stopping power? You start second guessing yourself. So, that's one of those things that I'm glad they kind of finally took out stopping power. It allowed for a little more diversity. And that concludes this very lengthy game. And if you made it to me this far, you probably have no problem going out and checking out my personal channel at youtube.com/otragico. You can check out all my videos, and I'll see you guys next time. See ya. Peace.